Today's lesson is 13.3, solving equations using addition and subtraction. Our purpose is to solve equations by adding or subtracting so that you can solve real-world problems. As you know, two equations are equivalent if they have the same solutions. The addition and subtraction properties of equality can be used to write equivalent equations. Now, today's lesson is going to be very similar to one of the lessons we did back in Chapter 7. The only difference is this lesson will have integers as well as rational numbers, meaning that there can be not just positives, but negatives, as well as fractions and decimals. So, first thing to keep in mind is a reminder that our goal in algebra is to isolate the variable. The way that we isolate the variable is by using inverse operations. So today we'll be talking and working with the addition and subtraction properties of equality. This simply means that when you add, as you know, when you add the same number to each side, the equation remains in balance or remains equal. So if A is equal to B, then I could add A plus C and it's going to equal B plus C, because back at the beginning we were told that A is equal to B. The subtraction property of equality is the same thing, except instead of adding, we're going to be subtracting. So if A equals B, then I can do A minus C, and it will be equal to B minus C. Let's take a look at an example. Solve for x minus 5 equals negative 1. So, as you know, we need to isolate the variable, and we're going to do that by undoing the minus 5, meaning we're going to add 5 to each side. Remember, whatever you do to one side of an equation, you have to do to the other side too. So the minus 5 and plus 5 cancel each other out, so I just have an x, and negative 1 plus 5 is 4. Let's take a look and make sure that we completed this correctly by checking it. Okay, so the first thing we do is replace x with 4. 4 minus 5 does equal negative 1, so we know we've done it correctly. Take a look at example B. It says solve for z plus 3/2 equals 1/2. First thing we need to do is undo the addition by using the inverse property of subtraction. So we're going to subtract 3/2 from each side. Positive 3/2 and negative 3/2 cancel each other out, so I just have z on the left side. And then 1/2 minus 3/2, which is the equivalent of negative 1.5, leaves me with a negative 1. Let's go check our answer. So we're going to insert the negative 1, and negative 1 plus positive 3/2 or 1.5 leaves us with 1/2, and 1/2 does equal 1/2. Okay, let's take a look at a real-world situation where you would be using this exact same type of problem. A company has a profit of $750. This profit is $900 more than the profit of last week. Which equation can be used to find P? So the first thing we want to do is pick out the important words. Remember, when you see the word is, that is going to mean equal. So it's saying that the profit this week, so our profit P, is equal to 900 more than the profit last week. So the equation we could write for this is 750, which is the profit this week, is going to equal last week's profit plus $900. So the equation is 750 is equal to P plus 900. The correct answer is B.